Okay, so what we're looking at here are two academic documents. At first glance, they look pretty standard, right? One's by a student named Astri Febriani Utami, the other by Agung Sandi Saputro, both from the same university in Indonesia. But trust me, hidden inside all these formal pages is this surprisingly human story about struggle, community, and why we do the things we do. So, what are these projects even about? Well, Astri's was for a Honda dealership, helping them with some promotion. Agung's was for an event organizer, building a better booking system. You know, on the surface, they seem like pretty typical, practical university projects. You can almost feel the dry academic language just from the titles. But that's just the cover. The real story is buried way, way deeper. Now, to really get why these documents are such a big deal, you have to understand what a Skripsi is. It is not just a long essay. In Indonesia, this is the final massive hurdle you have to clear before you can graduate. It's this all-consuming rite of passage that takes months, sometimes even years. For real, it's the final boss of university. Okay, so before our heroes can even get to the heart of their quest, they have to put on their armor. And in the world of academia, that armor isn't made of steel. Nope, it's made of paperwork, official declarations, and a whole lot of signatures. Let's peel back the first layer. This right here is the Declaration of Originality. It's basically a legally binding statement where the student has to swear on the line that their work is 100% their own. And the stakes? They're incredibly high. If they're found to have plagiarized, they could face legal action and their degree could be totally revoked. So yeah, this isn't just some formality, it's a very serious oath. The next trial is what I like to call the gauntlet of signatures. Seriously, this one single page represents a massive journey all by itself. You need to get approval from your main advisor, your assistant advisor, and then not one, but two different official examiners. Each one of those signatures is like a battle won, another level cleared on the path to finishing this thing. All right, so we've seen the formal armor. But what's really underneath it all? Well, if you know where to look, and it's usually tucked away on one of the first few pages, you find something amazing. You find the real heart of the thesis. The dedication page. And this is where the professional gets deeply, deeply personal. So let's peel back that first layer. Astri starts her dedications with her beloved mama and appa, her mom and dad. She thanks them for raising her, for motivating her, and for being, in her words, the perfect parents. This is the foundation, right? Her entire support system starts here. And this isn't just Astri. Agung's dedication echoes that exact same feeling. He dedicates his work to his beloved parents and his family, who guided, supported, and prayed for him. It really shows you that behind these seemingly solitary academic projects, there's often a whole family's collective hope and sacrifice. But the support network doesn't stop with family. Astri also gives a huge thanks to her friends. And I just love this line. Thank you for providing a shoulder to cry on, for tirelessly listening to my complaints. Anyone who's been through a massive project knows exactly how crucial friends like that are. They're the unofficial support team. And you know, sometimes that support comes from one very special person. Agung includes this really touching dedication to his beloved Leona Moranti, thanking her for always giving him encouragement and support. It's those personal relationships that give you the fuel to get through all those long nights of research and writing. And then we get to this final piece of motivation. Astrid dedicates her thesis to everyone who kept asking those dreaded questions, when is your defense, when do you graduate, and then she adds, and you can just imagine her saying it with a smirk, you are the reason I finished this thesis quickly. It's just perfect. It's funny, and it is so universally relatable. So, powered by family, friends, and, let's be honest, a little bit of external pressure, what did our heroes actually do? This brings us to the core of their work, where they took their skills and used them to solve a real, local problem. Here's the quick breakdown. Astri worked with a Honda dealer right in her city. Their sales had dropped because of the pandemic, so she built them a promotional website to help them reach customers online. Meanwhile, Agun worked with an event organizer that was stuck using an old-school paper-based system, so he built them a website to streamline their whole ordering process. This wasn't just theory. This was practical help for local businesses. And they didn't just wing it either. They used a structured, professional methodology, the system development lifecycle. That means they analyzed what was needed, they designed a solution, wrote the code, tested it, and even planned for ongoing support. It just shows you the rigor and discipline behind their heroes' work. So when we look at the final bound copy of a Skripsi, what are we really seeing? After peeling back all those layers, it becomes so clear that it's so much more than just a requirement to get a degree. It's a rite of passage for the student, absolutely, but it's also a giant thank you letter to parents, friends, and loved ones. It's a family achievement, representing years of collective support. And in cases like these, it's even a community effort, a way to contribute something back to the local businesses that are part of the student's world. And that's the beautiful outcome of this whole story. Astri and Agung successfully navigated the academic gauntlet and earned their degrees. And in the process, a motorcycle dealer and an event organizer got powerful new digital tools to help them adapt and thrive. It's a perfect win-win. So it kind of leaves us with this thought. When you look back on your own life, what project, could be at work, at school, or at home, was about more than just the final project? What project was also a monument to the people who supported you along the way?